Hare Krishna, Mercury transiting in Sagittarius, January 7th to February 1st. It is a great transit. These 20 days, you will experience some magical changes around you. You see, Sagittarius is a dual sign, represents the essence of Shiva and Shakti. Sagittarius is sign for Dharma. Sagittarius is sign for an official place of Guru, where Guru would love to work. It is the Mula Trikona of Devaguru Brahaspati. It is the sign for long distance travel. It is the sign for fighting and winning. Fighting over your Shadripus. You need to be a Yodha. You need to be a warrior to do that. And this is where it happens in Sagittarius. If you ask me about Mercury, that please tell me one word about Mercury. How do you define Buddha? I would simply define Buddha as a problem-solving ability. In whichever house you have Mercury, you will have extreme amount of problem-solving ability, whether you know it or not, whether you've realized it or not. You see, problem-solving comes with intelligence, calculation, vision. Problem-solving comes with reacting with full of energy in a given situation. That's how you can solve a problem. And that's what Mercury is capable of. And now it enters the sign of Jupiter, making Saraswati Yoga. You see, there are three nakshatras in Sagittarius: Mula, Purvashada, and the Uttarashada. Mula is a deep-rooted nakshatra. You will try to find out, extreme deep connections or aspects of those houses where Mercury is the lord of. For an example, if Mercury is your seventh lord and you feel as if you were cheated, in the past from your partner, this is the time when you will find out, you'll go so deep and understand where exactly is the cheating happening. Even if it is the workplace, the seventh house, the partnership firm or organization, you'll find out where exactly is something going wrong. And you will change it. The marriages can break if you are running a divorce case. This is the time, you will be separated. It will be over. If Mercury is your sixth lord and it goes to Mula, you will get invincible victory over your enemies, over your debts. I'll talk about each ascendant right now, but you will see revolutionary changes in your debts, in your diseases, and everything will happen for better. This is a great transit. You must utilize it, and you must take some bold decisions, because we have Mars with Mercury there. Surya is also there, but Surya will go into Capricorn on Makar Sankranti on 15th of January. But honestly speaking, these 25 days of Mercury are fantastic. Going forward in Capricorn also, Mercury is going to do very well. But on the same time, for Sagittarius, it is the time to reform. It is time to transform yourself. It is time to end few things in your life, and there will be a new beginning for sure. If you are going through a long-term disease, you will be operated and you'll get rid of that disease. If it's a very turbulent or a harsh married life, it will be over. If you have major health issues, you have a medicine not working, or you wish to take a major decision regarding your children, your family, your property, your vehicles, everything will manifest in these 20-25 days. Trust me, you can experience it, and you can drop a message on this video, and you'll understand what I mean. So let me talk about This Mercury transit, ascendant by ascendant, will start from the Aries ascendant. So for Aries, this is happening in the 9th house. Mercury is the lord of the 3rd and the 6th house. So until it is in the Mula nakshatra, there will be major reforms coming in the 3rd house and in the 6th house. There can be, beginning of certain things. You can start writing a particular book. You can even end a book. You can revolutionize your research. On the same time, you will be also able to settle some of your debts. You may foreclose your loans. You may foreclose a home loan. You may win over certain enemies. And that victory is going to be permanent victory, because the Purvashada is a warrior and Uttarashada is an invincible permanent victory. So what is the pattern of this Mercury? The pattern of this Mercury is that you are first finding a situation, then you are fighting a situation, and then you're winning a situation. This is what happens when a planet goes into Sagittarius. This is the pattern of your life. Whenever you have your Lagna Lord in the sign of Pisces, you find out the root problem, the trouble. Then you fight for it, and then you win it. That is the meaning of Sagittarius. And that is what your dharma is, the protocols. That is what Mahadev does. The bhakti of Mahadev will help you find out all the ugly things in your life. Who is cheating, who is yours and who is not yours. This will only be revealed if you are a devotee of Shiva. And then once you find out, you should have energy to fight and you should have luck to win. All these three things are here for next 25 days. It is a good transit for Aries ascendant. You must utilize until your dasha should be good. Your dasha should be favoring. You see, this is very important. If you don't have a good dasha running, such beautiful transits go very ordinary. They do not give you results. But if you have a good dasha running, these transits will help you to rejuvenate yourself, find yourself, a new you. And then you take things forward and then you win. But the dasha should support the transit. On the same time, if you are a Taurus Lagna, Vrishab Lagna, Mercury goes into the 8th house. You see, my observation from last 15 years is Mercury does well in the 8th house. It is in the house of research and development. It is in the house of life after marriage. It is in the house of in-laws. You might get little calculative about your children, your family, your in-laws. But on the same time, I have seen Mercury in the 8th house giving good results in terms of career. But on the same time, in terms of health, in terms of problems related to nervous system, you got to be careful. This is a place where you can have problems of sciatica, cervical, a bubble in the brain or a clot in the brain, such things where nervous system, a small paralytic attack, all these things can be seen with Mercury in the 8th house. Got to be careful with that respect. If you are, feeling any problems or any weakness in the nerves, go see a doctor immediately. Do not delay. This transit can hospitalize you. This transit can give you a death-like situation. Got to be careful. But in terms of wealth, family, education, knowledge, this is the time for researching, developing, finding out, and winning over the situation. And these researchers will remain permanently in your life for a long, long time. But again, as I said, dasha should support. If dasha is bad, well, you will see it is a very ordinary and things were the same as they are or they were. For excuse me, Gemini Lagna, the Mercury is going to transit in the 7th house. There will be, excuse me, major transformations in terms of your partnership. Got to be careful with relationships with your spouse and life partner. You see, Mercury here is in your Badak Bhava. The 9th house, the 7th house is Badak for Due Lagna. And when Mercury goes there sitting with Mangal and Surya until January 15th, it is not good time for any partnership, any association, or even your married life. 100% you can take some wrong decision which can lead to divorce or separation, or maybe a very ugly situation in your married life. And it started on 7th of January, so people must already be experiencing some fights within the marriage, within the partnership. You know, your 4th lord in the 7th house, and you know, your Lagna lord in the 7th house, where 7th house is a Badaka, and sitting with Mars is a conflict. Just watch your tongue. Do not take any rational decisions. Do not just get carried away with small fights. Be very, very careful. Be very careful. Otherwise, this can lead to serious troubles. On the same time, you will be also finding new ways of earning, because 7th house is also earning. So maybe something which was troubling you from long time, you'll end it and you'll begin something. You might sell a property and maybe buying another property. You might quit some food habits. You might, you know, leave a habit and start something new which you were planning for a long time. Suppose you were planning to quit sugar. So this is the time when you can quit sugar or anything that you really want to quit. This will give you a lot of prakram. For the Cancer Lagna, Mercury is in the 6th house, giving you great problem-solving ability in your current situation. You'll be able to take some bold decisions. You'll be able to fight your diseases, enemies, debts. But on the same time, Mercury is also your 12th and the 3rd lord. You've got to be careful with any deals from foreign. If you have a deal coming from foreign lands, or if you have a deal coming from your younger brother, right? The health of your younger brother, health of your sister, right? You got to be careful. If you start something new, there are chances that that particular new thing can end. But on the same time, this will give you a lot of self-realization. This will give you a strong, powerful daily routine. This is where Mercury is naturally exalted in the 6th house of the Kalpurush horoscope. And having Mercury here, you know, can give you certain situations where you understand your you know, problem which you're not able to understand from long time, and then you fight for it and then you win. It could be a disease, it could be a debt, it could be a conflict. It's a great time here. Okay. On the same time, when we talk about the Singa Lagna, the Leo rising, this combination is happening in your 5th house. And Mercury is lord of your Dhan Bhavas. It is the lord of the 11th house and the 2nd house. Now, there will be some major revolutions and changes in terms of your financial planning. So if you were, you know, trying to invest somewhere, be very careful for next 45 days. You will go deep into understanding what is happening with your children, with your education, and you'll find a way for them. There are a lot of Ketu coming in the behind, you know. So Ketu, see, Mula, you see, Mula is Ketu, and you see dog barking. We have, you know, Ma Saraswati sitting with us right now and delivering this lecture through me. I'm telling you. This is known as the omens, you know, this is what we get the signals. And so having Mercury in the 5th house is great position to understand the problems of your children. They understand the problems in your romance, in your love life, and then you overcome those problems, overcome those situations. That's where this transit will be a good one. If there is probably a financial, maybe investment, you might end up that investment and may do another investment in the coming month. So that can happen. So if you're waiting for some insurance policy to reach to a level of locking period, and then you've reached there, now you end it, you get the profit and try and plan to invest somewhere else, this is the time, right? It is a great time to research on some mantras, right? So mantra shastra, you can start studying Jyotisha. It is absolutely fantastic time for people who are Leo rising or Leo Rashi. For people who are Virgo Lagna or Virgo Rashi, it's happening in the 4th house, not good. It is a Maranakarak Sthan for Mercury. And on the same time, you will research, you will understand yourself. It is the time of self-realization. Avoid conflicts at your workplace. You might be working from home and then you'll have to go to, your remote job may be over and they will ask you to come up to the office and start working from there. There can be major changes in your profession. Maybe your department change can happen because it is the 10th lord in the Moola, where your employer can go deep into what you're doing, and you may be caught if you're doing something wrong, and also may be appreciated if you're doing something very right. It is the time of transformation, and whenever there is a transformation, it is not an easy thing. Even if there's a positive transformation or a negative transformation, it is never easy. It is always difficult. So this period of 20-25 days will bring so much of highs and lows, ups and downs, and transformations. So be careful with that. And during major transits of Mercury, it is the Vishnu Sahasranama and Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Such mantras will really help you. Let's talk about the Tula, the Libra. For Libra, it is happening in the 3rd house. It is beginning of new things. It is beginning of a startup. Mercury is your 12th lord and the Bhagya Swami. Be very careful with the health of your father. Your boss may change. You were working with the boss and suddenly you see, oh, he got transferred or he got a promotion, he went away, and you have a new boss. Your situation may change, your Bhagya may change. At times, if your Dasha support, this is the time of Bhagya Uday. Your Prakram will increase. You'll get energy to do certain wonderful things in your life. This is the time to utilize for Libra, but watch what you speak. Because Mangal is with Mercury here, you may go aggressive. You may realize that from last, probably 4-5 days, you're getting a lot of aggression when you're speaking. Watch. It can put you in trouble. Be careful. Otherwise, it's a good transit. For Scorpio, let me rotate this to Scorpio. For Scorpio, it is happening in the 2nd house. There can be transformations, major changes in your home, in your family. You may, find out a problem within the family. You will fight for it and you will win. But on the same time, Mercury is a Trishraya Swami. It is not a favorable planet. And going into 2nd house, be very careful with what you eat, with what you speak, and the way you deal with your family. You have to have patience. Scorpio Lagna is naturally impulsive and a short-tempered Lagna. And when you have Mercury going into the 2nd house conjunct Mars in the Moola Nakshatra, it is not good when you communicate harshly with the family. You'll have to watch what you eat. You can eat like a child, and then you can put yourself in trouble. You should watch where you're investing. Be very careful, because it can end your profits. So suppose you've earned well in last 2 months, 3 months, suddenly you'll do one investment where you lose a lot of things. Your gains are gone. I would suggest you to postpone your investments for at least a month. Just hang in there, just watch. If you want to transform certain things within the family, do it in a very subtle way. Do it in a respectful way. Only then it will help you. For Sagittarius, it is happening in the Lagna. It has Digbala here, but on the same time, you have Mars. For Sagittarius, Buddha is the Bhadikesh. It is the Lord of the 7th house sitting in the Lagna. You'll feel stuck. You'll feel as if you're not able to maintain your daily routine. However, you will also sense it. There will be self-realization. You'll become intelligent. But even though you become intelligent, you self-realize certain things, things will not move easily. There'll be, there will be hindrances. There will be obstructions. You'll find as if something was going okay and suddenly things have stopped. It is an important time to take care of your health. There can be unwanted expenditure on your health. That can give you a major problem. So be very, very careful with respect to these things. For Capricorn, it is happening in the 12th house, and where Mercury is your 6th lord in the 12th house and a Bhagya Swami. It is making a Vipreet Raj Yoga. It will help you to U-turn certain things in life. Suppose if you're doing a particular thing in a direction, to win, you will have to completely change the standard operating procedure. The SOP has to be changed, and it has to be in the B direction. It cannot go in the north. You'll have to think something about the south. Only then you'll be able to win a situation. Be very careful when you're investing. Be very careful when you're traveling abroad. Be very careful when you're signing certain things. Be very careful if you're going for a surgery. It can prolong your surgery. It can prolong your stay in the hospital. But on the same time, you will come out of it as a winner. Be very careful when you are physically involving with someone. There are chances of getting pregnancy, because the 12th house has Mars and it has Surya for some time. I mean, if you are trying to get pregnant, if you are trying for a child, it is the right time for Capricorn Lagna. It is a good time, in fact. But be very careful when you're investing or when you're traveling to the foreign lands, because Mula can destroy the 9th house. Because Mercury is Lord of the 9th house, it can rejuvenate, it can transform, it can end certain things related to the 9th house and begin certain things. The health of your father has to be dealt with lot of care. If your father is feeling a problem, he's feeling certain issues, take him to the doctor, get him checked. Your guru, your bosses, you got to be caring towards these people for next 25 days. For Aquarius, it is going in the 11th house, where Mercury is Lord of the 5th and the 8th. It's a good time. It is a time when your children can find a way to excel in their life. Your love life would be good, but on the same time, you have to be very careful with relationship with in-laws. See, especially because since it is also the 8th lord and you have Mercury and Mars together, there can be conflicts with your in-laws. There can be certain conflicts in the public. So watch what you speak. If you are a public figure, you need to be very careful of what you're talking in front of the media. You have to understand that Mercury in the 11th house does well, but on the same time, it is going through Mula, Purvashada and Uttarashada, which is deep-rooted nakshatras, warrior and invincible victory. So you can win a conversation, but on the same time, if your dasha is not supportive, everything can go wrong. Otherwise, for profits, for hidden profit, maybe a lottery or something, it's a good time. If your dasha and the other yogas in your horoscope supports the lottery, you'll get it. You'll get it. This is a good time. For Pisces Lagna, Mercury is again a Bhadakesh. It's the 7th Lord. Gone in the 10th house. Be very careful with your job, profession, business. You can lose a job. You can end something in the profession, in your work, and you'll have to restart things all over again. However, Mercury here will also give you an opportunity. You might resign yourself and join another company. On the same time, Mercury here with Mars is going to give you a lot of prakram. It can give you certain situations where you can start few things or start a thing which you were planning from long time. It will give you a lot of intelligence at your workplace. You'll find out who is right, who is wrong, what is happening in a particular department. All these skills will come. You'll find a problem, you'll fight for that problem, and you'll win, and you'll also win that situation. That is what Mercury is going to do. But on the same time, it is extremely important that we all should do Vishnu Sahasranama and Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. This mantra, specifically in the morning time, in the Abhijit Muhurta at around 11:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. So in between this time, you should do it every day, and trust me, you'll get fantastic results. So ladies and gentlemen, this was my analysis on Mercury in Sagittarius. I hope you liked the video. Please share, please subscribe to my channel, share it with your family, friends, and if one person can get some change in his or her life because of you sharing the video, 100% Mahadev is going to bless you. Thank you. Hare Krishna.